What is going on, my dudes? My name is Kodiak, and this is My Name Is You. And it's got a longer sentence, but we're not going to talk about that because I don't want to say the whole thing. It's a really long name for a game. But I don't know what this game's about. I just got it, jumped right into it.
It may seem that the story of you is chaotic. However, in reality, it is not. The more stories you pass through, the more likely you will be to piece it into one whole picture. Use every possible opportunity. The truth is somewhere close.
Why does he sound like one of those teachers that freaking put you on a computer and they're like, okay kids, now today we're going to learn our ABCs. That's what he reminds me of just now. Alright, so the name of this game is My Name Is You, and it's the only unusual thing in my life.
I suppose I will start at the very beginning.
Do I have to click? Oh, okay, yeah, I gotta click.
Chapter 1.
Chapter 1.
Once upon a time, there lived you. Despite his unusual name, his life was hardly any different from others. It was an unusually usual day when he was getting ready to go to work. 2 hours of sleep. What a formality, he said to himself, glancing at his watch. He was used to working at night, just as he was used to never having days off. That morning, the buttons on his shirt were fastened faster than usual. This was not by chance. The tear-off calendar boldly declared Friday, April 3rd. It reminded him that there were only 3 workdays before his holiday, and there was no room for mistakes. His room in a communal apartment was not very big, so it did not take him long to pack. Having got dressed, he quietly walked past the neighbors' rooms into the hallway. Somebody was snoring loudly in the furthest room, which caused you to smile for some reason. He walked up to the front door and accidentally stepped on a pile of letters. Picking up the envelopes, he saw his name on one of them. You automatically put it in his pocket and walked out. The thought that next Sunday, a huge stone would be removed from the entrance to the crypt of his existence by the power of labor legislation kept you going.
Okay guys, so I won't be doing much talking in this because I guess it's a story game, so just keep that in mind. Hurry to work, read the letter. You know what, let's read the letter.
Glancing at the address line, a chill went through Yu's body for a split second. From Darina.
Ooh, who's Darina?
Yu was confused by the seal on the envelope, indicating the place of departure, Novigrad. Is she really coming back to Kanat? Yu wondered. Dear Yu, my doctor's suspicions are confirmed. I have the same disease that struck you. I thought it over and decided that we need to break up. It may seem that things like that should bring people closer, but it would be unfair to myself. We can have our last date on the morning of April 3rd in the Seafront Cafe. And then I will leave Kanat and go abroad.
Okay, Beach, be like that.
He felt dizzy.
We're going to work. Screw her.
The trip to work took him by a few blocks, but the road seemed endless that way. Though Yu suffered from excessive hypochondria, he really had an incurable disease. He clearly remembered that day when he heard the diagnosis. Since that moment, he stopped counting new birthmarks on his body. As soon as he reached the park, he saw a pack of street dogs rushing towards him.
Run, Beach.
Deja vu! Yu's heart dropped. Time stood still.
I said run, but technically if a dog's after you, you should probably stay still.
Wishing to regain control of the situation, Yu froze in place in an attempt to suppress fear.
Please don't die.
Taking it for insolence, the mongrels became even angrier.
Uh-oh.
Without slowing down, one of the dogs jumped and grabbed your throat.
Jesus!
The barking slowly died down. His father yielded a piercing shout. Silence.
Why do I feel fear?
What?
All is shining neon. Why am I still here?
Well, that was AIDS.
You can be clear. I can fix my days.
Wait, okay, I'm gonna go back, and I'm gonna get that other ending, and let's see what happens. Alright, so we're back to this part. Now we're gonna run away this time and see what happens.
Yu tried to run away, but he barely took a couple of steps and stumbled, falling flat on the ground. As soon as he stretched out on the pavement, the dogs lost all interest in him. Everything that happened seemed to him insanely familiar, bringing back his childhood memories. Holding onto his neck and feeling old scars against his palm, Yu looked at his ragged suit. His head was buzzing from pain. Glancing at his watch, he wondered if it was appropriate to go to work looking like that.
We're gonna go home and change.
Yu thought that he could not appear at work looking like that and decided to change his clothes.
Good idea.
Feeling like a little child who had fallen in a puddle, he was going home. The darn soup had spilled. He ran into his boss on his way home. His message was short. "You are fired."
Dang.
He was too weak to protest. Yu could not get rid of the thought, why would the boss do it?
Because he's a douche.
The shelves were piled with documents waiting to be dealt with, and it would be hard to find a replacement. Everything seemed like a bad dream. His head was ringing from pain.
I like that ending better. That was a better ending. And this music's like so loud. Alright guys, if you like watching if you like watching His Name Is You, make sure you like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.